This Ask Energy question comes from Emily. Emily asks, I travel a lot for business, for work, and I'm having a tough time trying to navigate my nutrition while on the road. So basically, we're looking at travel nutrition, right? Do you have some strategies to help me navigate traveling around the country and still maintaining my nutrition plan? Wow, great question, Emily. Thank you so much. Obviously, there are some tips and some hacks here, and I'll share some things for sure that will help. But I first want to make sure that you understand that your daily nutrition, as long as it is a non-diet based approach, your daily nutrition is fairly easy to take anywhere that you go. And I always kid with people. I say, you can take me anywhere. You take me to a fast food restaurant, you take me to a fine dining, you can take me to an airport, and I will always find something that is metabolically efficient. And that means combining foods together to optimize blood sugar. Because here's where it starts. As long as your daily foundation nutrition plan is really focused on optimizing nutrition by pairing carbohydrate, protein, and fat, you can take this on the road, right? Absolutely. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, so that said, here are some tips. And this is assuming that you're trying to follow a metabolic efficiency training non-diet approach plan, which is basically periodizing your nutrients to support your health goals, your longevity goals, your athletic performance goals. Okay, so that said, the first thing you can do is if you travel to cities or locations that you normally do, you can actually start creating a menu list of restaurants or facilities in which you eat, and the menus, right? So you can actually start making this list and say, I know that this restaurant supports this type of eating. I know this restaurant, maybe not as much, maybe those are more misses. So what you can do is build this database, if you will. So maybe you travel a lot to San Diego, California, right? And you know a couple of restaurants that really support your goals and your eating strategies. Well, those are the ones that you want to target most of the time. Okay, that's an easy step. Step two is making sure that you know where the grocery stores are. Now, I get it. When you travel, you may or may not have a rental car. You may or may not have access to grocery stores. You may not even have a refrigerator in your hotel room. I totally get it. But if you do have those opportunities, the grocery store will be your friend, because a lot of grocery stores these days, depending on where you travel, of course, will have hotlines, they'll have buffets. They actually have food like ready to make or ready to eat food that you can enjoy. So it's kind of taking the place of a restaurant, right? But additionally, you can have your snacks or even get some easy grab and go. Like you can do some yogurt, some fruit, some veggies, and keep them in the fridge in your hotel room if you're staying for a couple days. So the grocery stores, I think, are one of the fantastic ways to maintain your nutrition plan while traveling. Okay, another one is bringing your own snacks, because we know how the airports get sometimes. Although depending on the airport, they are getting much better with their food offerings. But a lot of times you're going to find the restaurants in a airport they're going to usually have a little bit more salt, a little bit more fat, a lot more calories sometimes per dish. Now, sometimes you find a gem, but that doesn't always happen. So if you can travel with snacks that are blood sugar friendly for you, so think of protein first. Think of things like beef jerky or any type of jerky. Think of things like trail mix, like nuts, like nut butters, all of these things, even like baked chickpeas, right? All of these things are fantastic and they're non-perishable. So you can bring things with you in your bag and your carry-on. You can bring things with you that will stabilize your blood sugar, that will at least get you to that next meal. And that's the whole point of snacks, right? Is to stabilize your blood sugar enough to get you to that next meal. Okay, so that's step three. Another tip or another step could be when you get to your hotel, if you're staying in a hotel and you're not familiar with the area, ask the front desk, ask the concierge, but always throw in, don't just ask them, hey, what are good restaurants? Ask them what are good, healthy, fair restaurants that have fresh, that have grilled, right? Because those are the restaurants, because a lot of times hotel concierges or the front desk they have relationships with restaurants sometimes, and they'll just recommend something, or maybe their in-house restaurant, which is fine. But if you perceive it, or if you detail it a certain way, like grilled meats or vegetables, or that fresh fare, healthy fare, then in their mind they're thinking, oh, this is a different type of restaurant than normal, and they'll probably have like another list to recommend to you. Okay. All right. So those are some quick and easy things that you can do to help just maintain your nutrition. I know it's always kind of breaks out of the routine, but as long as you're prepared and you maybe even do a little bit of planning beforehand by identifying restaurants and grocery stores before your trip, that will be fantastic and it will help you in any of your traveling that you have coming up. Thank you so much for your question. Stay tuned for the next Ask eNRG.